Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day. So today we are going to continue talking about our nonfiction unit of ocean animals. And today I thought we could talk a little bit about dolphins. Now one of the reasons I picked dolphins was because I love to learn about them. I think they're adorable, fun animals to watch. But the other reason is I wanted you to look at these letters, the P and the H. PH makes a different sound. The word is not a dolphin, it's a dolphin. When you put a P and an H together, they say the F sound. So today we'll be learning about dolphins. After we're done, I want you to think about some other words that start with it or have that PH in them and see how many you could think of. So right now we're going to take a peek inside our book and learn some things. Now remember, a nonfiction book has only true things in it. They're facts. They're real. They're not pretend. So this dolphin is not going to be riding a skateboard to the closest ice cream shop. He's going to be doing real things. Most nonfiction books also have photographs instead of hand-drawn pictures. And if they are hand-drawn pictures, they're realistic pictures. So here we go. We're not going to do this whole book today because it's kind of long. But I wanted you to get an idea of what it would be like. So here's our title page. The title page has the title, again, Dolphins, and it also has the author and the illustrator, Tammy Everett and Bobby Callum, and the publisher, Crabtree Publishing Company. And on this page, you can see a different picture with a whole bunch of dolphins swimming. Alrighty, everybody better know what this is. This is our table of contents. What is in this book? These are all the different chapters that are in our book. So remember, a table of contents will come in handy as you get older. If you were doing a report on orcas, you could come here and say, oh look, orca whales. I could go to page 20 and read about them. If you wanted to learn about the striped dolphin, you could come down here. You'd find their name, you'd walk your fingers across and say, oh, striped dolphins are on page 25. And down here, you can always look to see what other things are included in this book. Words to know and the index. Words to know are the glossary. The index is what page you can find things on. Alright, so this has a lot of different chapters. Again, we're not going to do all of it. But I love how this book is laid out. So let's start with this. What is a dolphin? Long ago, people thought dolphins were fish. A dolphin may look like a fish, but it's not. Fish get their oxygen from the water. They are cold-blooded. So a fish, when it's in the water, can get all the oxygen it needs just through being in the water. Dolphins are not cold-blooded. Dolphins are mammals. People are mammals too. Mammals need to breathe air. They are warm-blooded. Mammals' mothers feed their babies with milk from their body. Dolphin milk is very rich and has lots of protein and vitamins that help the baby dolphins grow. A dolphin is a mammal. He does not get, or she does not get their oxygen from the water. They must come back up to breathe. Now this page is kind of neat because it's a picture, but it's got lots of things pointing out different parts of a dolphin. So let's take a look at this first one. A dolphin's rounded forehead is called a melon. So think of that. It kind of looks like part of the top of a watermelon. A dolphin uses its melon to create sounds such as chirps, squeaks, and clicks. A dolphin breathes through its blowhole. Now we can't see that. The blowhole closes when the dolphin swims underwater. So at the top of a dolphin's body there's a little hole, and that hole is where they get oxygen. The dolphin uses its snout or beak to catch fish. It also pushes and pulls objects with its snout. So look at that, it's strong. He catches things in his snout and he pushes things around. There you can see it's open. Some species of dolphins have as few as 8 teeth. Others have as many as 250 teeth. Males usually have more teeth than females. The dorsal fin helps the dolphin balance while it's swimming. So you can see this description or this caption is describing this part of the body of the dolphin. That's his dorsal fin. This caption says the dolphin's long, slender body is perfectly designed for speeding through water. A dolphin uses his flippers to steer. The dolphin skeleton shows that flippers once looked more like hands or paws. So now here they have a sketch or an illustration to show you, a diagram. So these words in these boxes are kind of like captions that describe a picture. Captions are a word you think of nonfiction. Over here, a dolphin's tail has two flukes. The dolphin tail moves up and down quickly to pass through water. The thick layer of fat under a dolphin's skin is called blubber. It keeps the dolphin warm even in very cold water. So even if it's cold, his whole body is covered with a layer of fat. And that fat will help keep him safe and warm from the cold weather. Do a couple more pages for today. A dolphin's senses, and you can see it there. See them? Dolphins have very sensitive skin. They rub against each other with their flippers. Some dolphins like to swim in shallow water where they can rub their bellies against the sand. This belly scratching is called beach rubbing. So they must like how it feels, kind of like if you get a back rub. Look at these pictures, isn't that neat? The clicks and buzzes a dolphin makes as they pass through the water as sound waves. When they hit an object, they bounce back to the dolphin. This way of finding objects is called echolocation, kind of like a bat. So they use those sound waves. It goes through the water and then comes back to them when they can sense where a fish is. No one understands how the dolphin uses echoes to locate objects, but it's able to find things as tiny as pebbles. This ability is especially useful in cloudy water. You can see him there. On the move. Most dolphins are fast swimmers. A dolphin may look like a large fish, but it does not swim as a fish does. A fish wiggles its body and tail from side to side to push itself through the water. A dolphin waggles up and down in order to move. Dolphins have different ways of swimming. Sometimes they leap out of the water and dive back in head first. This leaping is called porpoising. When a dolphin wants to see what's happening above water, it spy hops. So look, he sticks his head up. He holds his head in an upright position and pokes it out of the water. So that's called spy hopping. That helps him see what's going on. Look at this. Sometimes a dolphin launches itself from the water and falls back in with a splash. This playful leaping is called breaching. So you could see this as an orca. It's in the dolphin family. He's jumping right out of the water, and it's called breaching. And sometimes when you're older, maybe you'll get to go on a whale watch and see that. Now, maybe you can look it up on the computer. So these are all facts about dolphins, what they do, how they look, what they do in the water. Where do dolphins live? Dolphins live in different parts of the world. Some live in warm water, but others prefer chilly water. There are no dolphins in the freezing waters of the North or South Poles. Some dolphins live close to shores and reefs in the ocean. Others live out in the deep water. Sometimes you can see them porpoising. Remember, that's when they're jumping out of the water. Look at these guys. Some dolphins live in bays called estuaries, where fresh and salt water mix. Dolphins are saltwater mammals. They do not live near us in our lake. Our lake is freshwater. If you went to the ocean, you could see them. And some live near where the saltwater and the freshwater mix. And there you could see there is an orca. An orca, sometimes we call them a killer whale. Most dolphins, however, prefer to live in saltwater. All right, so friends, that's all we're going to read of this book today. We're going to keep going with it next time. We learned a bunch of different things. We learned about captions. We learned about a glossary and a table of contents. We learned how some words are in bold print. Look at that word estuaries. See how the print is darker and bigger? That word would be in the glossary. So if I flipped all the way to the back of the book and found the glossary, see if we can find it. Hold on. Let's see. We get to that picture. Words to know. Right there, and you can see all those words. And there is estuary, the point where the mouth of a river meets the ocean. All these words are in bold print throughout the story. Baleen, beach rubbing, breaching, cold-blooded, echolocation, estuary, mammal, pod, porpoising, reef, sound wave, spy hopping, warm-blooded. So all of these words are in the story too. If you look down here, here's your index. If you wanted to learn about dolphin babies, you would go here. Page 5, 19, and 22 have stories and information about babies. If you wanted to know what breaching was, you would go to page 13. If you wanted to learn about the orca, you would go to page 7, 16, and 20. So this story about dolphins has lots of dolphin facts. So I'm going to give you an assignment in just a minute for you to work on. But I do want you to also remember, PH says F. So I want you to think of some other words that have that PH. See if you can make a list. Okay, friends, after you finish listening to our story on dolphins, I have a couple things I wanted you to do. The first thing is to list 5 things you know about nonfiction. So think about parts of nonfiction books, what it looks like, what it's about. See if you can think of 5 things that you would see in a nonfiction book. Number 2, says write 5 things you learned about dolphins. So anything and all you learned about a dolphin, where they live, what their body's covered with, some of the words we learned about them, what they can do in the water. 5 things you learned about dolphins. And the last thing is I want you to write 5 sentences using these PH words. Now remember, PH, when you put it together, makes the F sound. So I'll help you with the words. Dolphin, phone, gopher, photograph, and look at that's got a double PH, and graph. So I want you to make up 5 sentences using these words. So I'll show you once more. Again, list 5 things you know about nonfiction, 5 things you know about dolphins, and see if you could write 5 sentences using these PH words. So when you're done, you can send your picture of it to Mrs. Ferreira, to Mrs. Bowman, or to myself. So we miss you guys. I hope you're having a great day. And next week we'll keep working on our dolphins and on our ocean unit. Have a great weekend.